Welcome to Lesson 11, the first of 3 lessons on dominant 7th arpeggios. In this lesson we're going to cover all those which start on white keys. They all share the same fingering pattern. You'll see that one is on the Trinity syllabus at grade 6, on the ABRSM syllabus at grade 7, and on the London College at grade 8. The truth is that all of these are equally easy, so I would urge you to learn the entire set. There are 2 forms of this chord. The first I will show is the sort that begins and ends on the same key. The second version finishes on the key note, and I will show that towards the end of this video. I'll start with the dominant 7th that begins on B, in other words, the dominant 7th of the key of E. The dominant 7th of E begins on B, being the dominant of E. Here is a B major chord. We modify the fingering of the left hand, freeing up the index finger to play A natural, which makes it the 7th chord. You'll see that the fingers have to splay somewhat. You're more likely to be playing these with the softer part of the finger rather than the fingertip. But if you keep your hands small in shape, you can actually play these pretty much on the fingertips as they should be, rather than trying to play with splayed fingers. So B, D sharp, F sharp, A, B. And the script therefore is pom, 5 and 1, sooty and sweep, pom, sooty and sweep, and therefore over 2 octaves, pom, sooty and sweep, and sooty and sweep, pom, sooty and sweep, and sooty and sweep, pom. So over 3 octaves in one hand would be pom, sooty and sweep, and sooty and sweep, and sooty and sweep, pom, sooty and sweep, and sooty and sweep, and sooty and sweep, pom. Or in the left hand, pom, sooty and sweep, and sooty and sweep, and sooty and sweep, pom, sooty and sweep, sooty and sweep, sooty and sweep, pom. So over 2 octaves. So there's the dominant 7th of E. And now we're going to go to the dominant 7th of A, which begins on E and has the same fingering over E, G sharp, B, D, E. Pom, sooty and sweep, sooty and sweep, and over 2 octaves, pom, sooty and sweep, and sooty and sweep, sooty and sweep, sooty and sweep. And now the dominant 7th of D, which begins on A. Exactly the same script. A, C sharp, E, G, A. Pom, sooty and sweep, sooty and sweep, and over 2 octaves, pom, sooty and sweep, and sooty and sweep, pom, sooty and sweep, and sooty and sweep, pom. And the dominant 7th of G begins on D. Same script. The notes are D, F sharp, A, as you might expect, with a C. Over 1 octave, pom, sooty and sweep, sooty and sweep, and over 2 octaves, pom, sooty and sweep, and sooty and sweep, pom, sooty and sweep and sooty and sweep, pom. And the dominant seventh of C begins on G. This one perhaps is the trickiest one in that there are no black notes. So over 2, 3 or 4 octaves it's actually quite easy to get the fingering wrong. G, B, D, and the seventh note is F natural. Pom, sooty and sweep, sooty and sweep. And over 2 octaves, pom, sooty and sweep, and sooty and sweep, pom, sooty and sweep, and sooty and sweep, pom. And the dominant seventh of F begins on its dominant, which is C. So it's a C major chord with an added B flat. Pom, sooty and sweep, pom. And over 2 octaves, pom, sooty and sweep, and sooty and sweep, pom, sooty and sweep, and sooty and sweep, pom. And the final dominant seventh with this pattern is a dominant seventh of B flat, which begins on its dominant F. So it's an F major chord with an extra E flat, same script, pom, sooty and sweep, pom, sooty and sweep, pom, over 1 octave, and over 2 octaves, pom, sooty and sweep, and sooty and sweep, pom, sooty and sweep, and sooty and sweep, pom. The form of the dominant seventh that ends on the keynote is quite simple to learn with this pattern. Over 1 octave, that is what we are used to with the dominant seventh of E. But instead of the final note being the start note, we bring our third fingers in to play the keynote E. So becomes pom, sooty and sweep, 3s. So over 2 octaves, sooty and sweep, sooty and sweep, sooty and sweep, sooty and sweep, 3s. And we can use this for all the dominant sevenths we've currently learned. So starting on E, the dominant seventh of A. Starting on A, the dominant seventh of D. Starting on D, the dominant seventh of G. Starting on G, the dominant seventh of C. Starting on C, the dominant seventh of F. And finally, starting on F, the dominant seventh of B flat.
Well done, you're already more than halfway through your collection of dominant sevenths. In lesson 12, we'll cover the dominant sevenths of A flat, D flat, and G flat, otherwise known as F sharp. See you there.